a McElroy swing where the first like foot or half a foot or whatever where his hands were at the top, something needs to be looked at if you cannot hold your finish for at least 3 seconds. So repeatable golf swing is not quick at the top. You know, some golfers, they like to snatch it inside and you're kind of screwed at this point. All right, golfers, so if you've ever had one of those rounds where you just played flawlessly, okay, everything was clicking, you shot maybe your best round ever, a lot of that is consistency. A lot of golfers want consistency with their golf swing, and so in this video we're going to cover what I believe you can do to kind of check on things, check on your swing, to make sure that your golf swing is as consistent as possible. Let's get into it. All right, everything starts right here, and that is your setup, okay? What I mean by that is distance to the ball, hand placement, how tall you're standing, shoulders, all that stuff is what we need to get consistent. A lot of golfers just walk into the shot and maybe they tweak something, or maybe they didn't even know it, but they're doing something different that's going to change their golf swing. If I stand up, here's my normal position, right? I'm gonna stand right here. This is like identical. Now, if I stand a little bit taller, you can see I'm already pulling the club closer to me. Maybe I'm standing wider apart, too narrow. Maybe my shoulders are pointed, you know, to the right of target. All that is going to change my entire golf swing, and it's going to change the impact position and where the golf ball goes. So what you can do is you can grab an alignment stick. You can use a golf club. You can use just one alignment stick, but I love practicing. If I go to the driving range and I hit 5 golf balls before a round, I pull out my alignment stick, I throw it down with an 8-iron, a wedge, driver even. And the biggest thing that I look for is ball position with the club that I'm using and distance away from the ball. Okay, so ball position, typically 7-iron you want in the middle of your stance. I see a lot of golfers, they like to have the ball in the front of their stance, okay? I do fall victim of this issue. It kind of creeps in, right? A lot of people have tendencies, and those bad tendencies creep into the golf swing, and before you know it, you're playing around and you're just not clicking. You haven't changed anything, but your mind and your swing mentally went back to an old swing thought, or just the way that your body reacted in the golf swing, okay? So ball position, really, really important to check, because if your ball's too far in the front of your stance, nothing else has changed. You're gonna swing and you could be behind the golf ball. You could be thinning it. You could not be compressing it. Like with my 8-iron, if I'm trying to hit that golf ball there, I know for a fact the ball is gonna go higher, but I have to feel like I'm scooping it. Okay, I can't feel like I'm covering that much, or else I'm way over the line and I have swayed way too far forward, okay? So ball position, very, very important. There's graphics you can Google. They kind of show you where you should put the ball in what club that you're using. 7-iron really should be in the middle of your stance. And then as you go lower club or higher club, like 8-iron, 9-iron, wedges, it goes back. And then driver, you know, all the bigger clubs, the ball moves forward in your stance. I personally like to have the ball a little bit back, even with 6-iron, 5-iron, and those clubs, because it helps me hit a lower ball flight. It's more penetrating with the wind and all that stuff. It's a little bit more controllable. So alignment stick, ball position, distance away from the ball, these are all things that need to be repeatable in order for you to have a repeatable golf swing. Distance away from the ball is really, really important too. Let's say that you are just, you know, you're reaching for it. Let's say before you put this down, this is your normal setup, and you're just like, wow, man, I feel like I'm way away from the golf ball. Okay, I feel like I'm either way away or I'm too close to it, or my hands are like, too far low. My belief is you can't stand too close to the golf ball, right, until like there's a breaking point, right? You can play golf like this, but there's going to be a breaking point where you just can't hit the golf ball. But really, standing too far away from the golf ball, in my opinion, is worse than standing too close. Okay, now with that said, again, there's fine lines in between those. One area that I tell, people who are, newer or whatever, is take your club, you're standing tall, take your hips, just bend over at your hips a little bit, maybe like 45 degrees, right? You kind of show them 45 degrees, then drop your hands straight down. Don't go like this. Don't like let them fall back in your legs, just straight down, okay? You can kind of play around with this, but like as you can see, that's kind of where my hands want to be. And then you just grab the club, or you know, if you're coaching somebody, you put the club in their hands, and like that's where you need to be with that club, okay? Driver, obviously you can have a little bit more extension, wedges maybe a little bit closer, but like a 7-iron, an 8-iron, you can start with that position, standing up tall, bending over 45 degrees, whatever that degree is a little bit, and then just letting your hands drop. They don't need to be pushed out. They don't need to be super close together, okay? Let them drop, grab your clubs. This is the position you need to be in. Now you have your alignment stick. You can put the club down like this, or another club, to where now that is exactly where the golf ball needs to go every single time I hit this specific club. Okay, so I'm hitting an 8-iron. I'm gonna stand, my toes are touching the alignment stick, and I'm swinging and I'm hitting 15 golf balls, okay? Chances are, you do that enough, you build the muscle memory that you don't need these training aids. You just stand up to the ball and you know exactly how far away it is, where the ball position needs to be in order to make your repeatable golf swing. Okay. All right, so the takeaway sets the tone for the golf swing. A couple things you can kind of do mental notes of along the way. The setup, we have the alignment stick, where the ball needs to be, how high you're standing, all that good stuff. You know, some golfers, they like to snatch it inside, and you're kind of screwed at this point, right? You have to do so many things in the golf swing to manipulate. So the takeaway is very, very important, okay? Take it back, stop the club parallel with the ground, okay? You can have your arms extended, straight. You want it parallel with the ground and the shaft pointed at your target. The next thing you check is your club face. So we take it back, club parallel, club face. If the club's pointed straight up in the air, it's way too open. What a lot of guys like to teach is you want to make sure your club face is at the same angle of your spine. Okay, so my spine angle is, you know, something like this. Take the club, take it back here, something like that. Then from this point, we can just turn and rotate to the top of the golf swing. So if this video had any value to you guys, please like, subscribe. It really means a lot. It means that people want to pay attention to my content and that I want to continue it, right? Another checkpoint you can do is you can kind of come down, and when you're on your way down, you stop in this exact same position, kind of check where the club face is pointed. Okay, so if you were sucking it on the inside too much, one thing you can work on is feel like you were pushing away instead of trying to bring it way inside. But you want to check that really, really quick takeaway point to see where your club is at. Okay, this part is really, really big, the transition. This is either where everything falls into place or falls apart. All right, golfers, so pay attention here. Transition, they want to get here and they want to fire everything and get the club going down to the golf ball. I saw something about Rory McIlroy's swing where the first like foot or half a foot or whatever where his hands were at the top were one of the slowest points in his golf swing. Everything was sinking together, and his quickest point was right at the golf ball or in the impact zone. Okay, you don't want to be quick at the top and jerk things and all that stuff. So I mentioned this in the other video, but the pause drill at the top is a really, really good point for this because it helps again with the transition. If you're quick at the top, you want to pause for a second before you downswing. Feel like you're going this slow and then try to swing the golf club. Okay, let's see if I can try to do that. It feels kind of weird. You can either do that drill or the pause drill. Personally, I think the pause drill is a little bit better, but transition, okay? So repeatable golf swing is not quick at the top. And chances are, if you get that timing off by a millisecond, you're gonna hit, bad golf shots, okay? Next thing, rotate, do not flip through impact, okay? So let's say you've made the good transition, that's working out for you, but you get down to the ball and you feel like you are flipping. you are thinning shots, you're chunking it, you are stopping rotation, your hands and body takes over and you flip it, right? That's never a good move. I have this issue. I'm a small guy, so I have to feel like I get so much energy behind it. I have to use my hands in order to get that power to hit the ball far, right? I feel like that it creeps into my swing. It just happens. But what you do is you come down to the ball, your body stops, your hands take over, you get flippy, and then it just doesn't work. So a drill that you could do is you could hit some half shots. Okay, I'm a firm believer of half shots are one of the greatest things for a golf swing. Nobody likes to do them because the golf ball doesn't go very far. Whoop-de-doo, I don't care. Try half shots. Okay, what I pointed out in another video in the swing review video of William is take the club, you go a little bit more than parallel, right? Feel like you keep the angle of your wrist and then rotate your body to like impact position, which is like this. Okay, I'll show it again from this angle. Half swing. This is what we don't want. What we do want is rotation. Boom. Okay, we want hips open, shoulders open, hands in front of the ball, and hitting it like that. Okay. Okay, so felt like I really held the angles. I really rotated hard. I stayed down. Obviously, I had the face open on that. Horizontal launch was 4 degrees. Face was way open, ball launched way that way. So what can I do to combat that is maybe try to have a little bit of a more closed club face, right? Maybe I'll strengthen my grip. Maybe I'll do something else. That was so easy, guys. I hit that 130 yards, barely felt like I swung, made really, really good impact. I compressed the golf ball and I hit it good. So rotation is very, very important. William reached back out to me and he's like, hey, trying the drills, I'm chunking it, I'm hitting them, thin and fat now. My response is, if somebody is hitting it fat behind the golf ball, a lot of the times is you're throwing your hands, you're flipping at the golf ball, or you don't know where your low point is. Obviously, if you don't know where the low point is in your golf swing, you will, hit them a little fat, or you could be hitting them thin, but realistically, it's you're throwing your hands, your old habits are creeping back into the golf swing, and you're throwing your hands at the golf ball. You're not rotating, because if you rotate, releasing after the golf ball, you should be having the divot after the golf ball, not before it, and chunking it that way. All right, okay? So the last thing is balance in your finish, all right? All I want you to do to try to hit a better shot is I want you to stop and I want you to hold your finish for 1, 2, 3. If you can't do that, a couple of things are happening. Your balance is off, you're swinging too fast. If you swing too fast and you fall off your balance and stuff like that, that's not a repeatable, it's not a consistent golf swing, okay? But if you swing nice and smooth and everything clicks, and you hold the finish, 1, 2, 3, right? You watch pros on tour, they're holding their finish until the golf ball lands on the ground. I'm a firm believer that if you hold your finish, your confidence with that golf shot goes through the roof, and therefore you put a better swing on it, and that's what you get. Something needs to be looked at if you cannot hold your finish for at least 3 seconds. All right, so obviously winners here, guys. You can take the time to do these tips, these drills, whatever you want to call them, to build a consistent and repeatable golf swing. Go to a simulator near you and work on one of these things at a time, okay? So to recap, we talked about the setup. We talked about using an alignment stick, ball position, where it is in your stance, and then, how far away you are from that ball with the club. Obviously, number 2 was the connected takeaway. Swing it back, stop it, parallel, see where the club's pointed, check where your club face is and connected to your spine angle. Next thing is a smooth transition, okay? Do not get quick at the top. I'm telling you, start, go slow, and then speed up. Do not get jerky with it and get all crazy. That does not do good things for the golf swing. Do the pause drill, take it back, 1, 2, 3, then start your downswing. Sooner or later, you'll feel like you're pausing, but you really aren't. Rotate through. Rotating through the golf shot, stay down, rotate through, keep your hands forward, be at a good position for impact. Take half swings, okay? Like this, that's it. Do punch shots. You guys, you can rent a simulator for half an hour, and a lot of states have, you can rent them for half an hour, you can rent them for an hour. Take a buddy, you can hit a lot of golf shots on a simulator in half an hour and an hour, right? If you're on your lunch break, you don't have to do it every day, but go to a simulator on your lunch break, hit some golf shots. Obviously, the finishing in balance, okay? That is the last thing, in my opinion, to building a repeatable, consistent golf swing. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys are working on. If you got some swing flaws right now, you're topping the golf ball, whatever, you can drop me a DM on Instagram. You can send me a swing video. But again, it's winter. Work on these things, and I guarantee by springtime, if you practice drills, if you practice paying attention to your golf swing, you're gonna be better. You're gonna be able to beat your friends, and you're just gonna have a more enjoyable time of playing golf. Till next time.